everyone. I'm recording myself because I've been printing out um the chapters from TML, which those of you who are gang, or at least 2019 to 2020 gang, would know that I wrote a book. Well, another book out of the seven that I have. But yeah, TML, it was when June adopted me. Um pretty It was a story, all right. It was there was life events. I'm printing out the chapters because I'm just reading them. I'm honestly, I mean, as I was saying, for those of you that know about this, you know that I was gearing up to try to publish it, and then I just didn't do it. That is because I was insane, and I'm glad I didn't. I'm gonna give a really good example of how crazy I was. Hold on. There's this scene in here. I was reading it and I'm like, what the fuck was I on? I was such a little bitch. It's something about. Hold up. I just was complaining this whole story. I was complaining. Okay, this is the scene. It's a locker room scene. It was, and this is a real thing, by the way. I would write after school in my diary about how my day went, and my diaries were typically written like a book. And I eventually just translated it into the actual book itself. So this is from around maybe November 2019. I was 18 years old, mind you, during this. I should say I was really crazy because I was going through a lot. I think everyone knows that I had a pretty nasty falling out with my birth mother. And then my aunt, she actually, I'm not gonna say what she did to me. Um, but yeah, my mom's sister. But yeah, okay, so I was really fucked up, super edgy. Anyways, moving along. Also, I was in a cult a few months before that, like before I got adopted. Crazy shit. Anyways, all right. The locker room was crowded. I would never deter anyone from joining wrestling. I love the sport, despite how much I dread it now. But these guys, they aren't wrestlers. They're football guys. And they're so big and in my face and in my way. All the while, the guys are so kind and interested in them and not me. Having to tune out Albert's inquisitive and complimentative banter and Jose's tips and tricks is maddening. Servando said wrestling would make him a better football player. Maybe that's true, but it's so cheap. I could only imagine what Jose and JP would say if they could hear my thoughts. Meh. Sports are for anyone. It's not that deep. Just let them have this. Meh. What a fucking crock. JP would probably throw in a. Also, no one gives a fuck about you, Sam. You're nothing but a cringe weirdo faggot. Ooh, I'll show them one of these days. I crashed into Jose, too lost in my head to notice. Of course he took this the wrong way. Really, Sam? He said loudly. Lanky bastard probably thinks I crashed into him on purpose. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck was I saying? Lanky bastard. Lanky bastard probably thinks I crashed into him on purpose. All of the new guys looked in our direction. I shot a quick glance into all the new eyes in the room. I let out a huff and walked past him without saying anything. Ugh. I began changing, trying to tune out all of the conversations that went on in the room. I noticed Thean on the opposite side of the locker room with Aldo and Davian. I grimaced. I'm not your boyfriend. Who put that in his head? I looked at Davian with dark eyes. I wouldn't be surprised if the skinny little weasel lied to Thean and told him that I had a crush on him or something, so he would feel less inclined to practice with me. Foreigners are notoriously homophobic. Racist. I began shaking again. Are you okay? Jose asked brashly. He probably said, are you okay? I don't know. Jose was kind of a. I'm not going to defend my older opinions. Not even bothering to look at me as he spoke, slipping into one of those silky athletic shirts. What an asshole. You see this shit? Imagine if I would have published this and they would have saw this. I would have looked like a psycho. God. Not to mention all the shit I wrote about Caesar, which he follows me. You follow me. If you're seeing this, I don't even want to start. Jose, can you leave me alone? I said defensively. JP let out an annoyed breath from beside him. Stop being a little bitch, Sam. I wasn't talking to you, I snapped. Bernard made a face in my peripheral vision. I would have made a face too. Jose asked me why I was being so defensive in the most vapid and oblivious way possible. Like, I don't know what to say, honestly. And it doesn't get better. He spoke to me as if I was being unreasonable. I hate this pattern of being made into the asshole by reacting negatively to their microaggressions. I'm not. Leave me alone, I shouted. Jose shook his head like he was the one done with our interaction and turned away. I glanced around the room to see everyone's reactions. Either Albert was ignoring me or he wasn't paying attention. JP smirked to himself, probably amused by the reaction Jose got out of me. I was obsessed. The new guys whispered amongst themselves. When I looked in Caesar's direction, here we go. When I looked in Caesar's direction, we met eyes for a moment. I had to look away. Whenever I look this specific one in the eye, I feel like I'm not there at all, like I don't even exist to him. I glanced in his direction one more time when he turned away to finish changing. I walked out of the locker room with my head down. A chill that made my hair stand on its ends ran down my spine when I heard a familiar, monstrous voice ask me, "Are you all right?" I whipped my head around to see Mastoa. "What?" I blurted, face white. He laughed. "Are you all right, Sam?" So I think those of you who also know me very well know that I used to hallucinate this giant monster with rainbow eyes named the Wayback. I draw him a lot. So during this time when June adopted me, he came back because I had. Anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. He came back and he like stalked and tortured me and mocked me like the entire school year. It was crazy. So that was just me tripping. Blah blah blah. Hold up. There's just a lot of moments in here me being quite psychotic. There's a lot of them that are sad, honestly. Like there's some depressing ass shit in here. I was going through it. I like TML though. It's a I feel like I peaked, like it was peak. It was like it was good. Um thematically, narratively. Experiencing it was not peak, but since I've had worse stuff happen to me since then, TML seems like nothing. Like in the moment, I was like, "Oh, this is as worse as it. This is as bad as it can get." But I think that every time. Um, there was some other shit I said in here that was so funny. I read it and I was like, "What the fuck?" Hold up, hold up, hold up. Let me see. Oh, yeah. Okay, this is a sad part. So actually, I don't think I want to read this one. Let me find a funny one. Let me find one that I left. Oh, okay. So I was in the school newspaper, or it was more of a school magazine. It was called The Buzz, and we had this bathroom article. Me and this girl Maggie. She was super cool. Mm, A little manic pixie dream girl, but I liked her. She was a very nice girl. But we had gotten our bathroom article canceled because Miss Patello, whatever. I'm not going to start about her, but she was really upset about it, and I was trying to. I don't think I was trying to come. This is hold. On, I'm just gonna read you this. "Hey, are you okay?" I asked. "She's such a fake bitch," she said. I sucked in a breath through my teeth. "Yeah, that was pretty bitchy," I agreed reluctantly. "She doesn't let me submit anything. And the first thing she lets me do, she pairs me with you, and she doesn't even use it." I tried to be charming. "I mean, be honest. Did you really care that much about bathroom vandalism, Maggie?" "No," she said. "But I worked really hard on it. It's just not fair." I don't know about really hard, I thought to myself. Like, what the fuck? I was funny. I was fun with hindsight. With hindsight, I was kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie. Don't even get me started on the opening of this chapter. I had a dream. I had a dream about two guys on my wrestling team. And it was so fucking weird. It was like a nightmare, but it started off like a porn. There was nothing sexual going on, but it was weird. I'm not even gonna. I'm not gonna read it. Actually, I'm not gonna read it. I'm not gonna read it. But just know it's hilarious to read this. Like I feel like if if they saw this, they'd be like, "What the fuck?" It's so funny. But yeah, I'm kind of just like I I don't even. There's just so much in here. I was so edgy, terribly, terribly edgy. But yeah, I thought I'd share that because I was having a good laugh reading all of that a little while ago. So love you. Okay. Upon like further contemplation, let me come to my own defense. At least 2019 me's defense. Because as I'm reading, like, yes, I am being completely psychotic and bitchy. Apparently, I explained why I was acting like that. So I was self aware back then, apparently. Hold up. So, hold up. I think it was this page. Hold on. Very depressing shit. But apparently, I understood it. So I think I hated myself so much because I knew I was acting crazy, but I really couldn't do anything to stop it. So, all right. So this says, okay, wait. What the fuck? Okay, so this was basically after practice that day. Didn't have a good practice. Whatever. When I got home, I didn't even bother to sit down or take a shower. I just tossed my bag down and went for a run to blow off some steam. I did 6 miles around the field. I felt like my chest was going to explode if I went on without a drink of water. I noticed that my eyes were tearful and I slowed down because I was shaking. I hadn't a clue what to do. I was too far from the apartment or the store. I just sat down and I began to cry. Jonah appeared beside me, but he did not say a word. He just put his arm around me as I let it out. I wasn't even sure what ailed me this time. I was lost on the notion that I had no idea why I was crying. I felt so weak and so feeble. There was a deep pit forming in my stomach, and I realized I hadn't eaten all day. By the time I stopped crying, it had already gotten dark. My phone was buzzing in my pocket, and the light of the screen shone through the pocket of my jersey shorts. It was June. I wiped my eyes, and I held it all in. "Hello?" I said a little too robotically. "Hey Sam, you almost home?" "Yeah, I'm almost home." She remained clueless. "Okay, I'm running down to Winco with Paul and Jay, so we won't be there when you get back. I'm just calling to make sure you have your key." "Yeah, I have my key. It's all good." "Do you want anything?" I took a beat of silence to think about it. "No, I'm okay." She was quiet. "Actually, if you could buy a few of those pre-made sub sandwiches." She laughed. Her usually infectious chuckle was distorted by the static of her phone's mic. "I can buy you one, Sam." Another tear fell down my face. "Alrighty," I said as airily as I could, but I don't think I was very convincing. "Okay, Sam. Love you. Bye." The call ended. I began sobbing into my knees. "I hope you'll never have to feel the seemingly timeless agony of being unloved by you, Mom. That's why all of this is getting to me the way it has. The rejection, the fear, the insecurity. When I really think about it, it all leads back to you. I wouldn't wish this feeling on my own worst enemy, and I don't even have a worst enemy. I feel so alone. Why did you do this to me?" The rest of the week passed me as I stood motionless within it, and suddenly it was Friday. So, I was aware of why I was like reacting so extremely to like very small instances of like social weirdness, I guess, because it reminded me of being rejected by my mom, which had led up to me being adopted. So, yikes. I guess a good thing I can share is that I'm completely past that now, which is it's really awesome. I mean, yeah, I think this is the best I've been doing in like a really long time. Like I think like if I think back to points in my life where shit was just like really good all the time, like eighth grade, and then it just like nosedived from eighth grade. Like it went from eighth grade, and then it just so excuse me. But yeah. But I'm doing good now. I have a boyfriend and he's awesome. Um, I'm in nursing school, which is also fun. I am failing math, to no one's surprise, but I'm doing good everywhere else. Uh, SoundCloud, it's my shit.
Definitely don't listen to anything I'm saying, censoring the fuck. I was just yapping. I was just yapping. So fucking
They're
embarrassing.
my shit. I love SoundCloud. I love SoundCloud rappers. Fangs, Waster, Opioid. Come on, like it's good. Um, so yeah, I'm not writing right now, by the way, because there's nothing going on in my life to write about. That's bad because I only write during bad times. So if I'm not writing, it's a good sign. So yeah, I guess that's actually all this time. So